Hey there, internets. This is Kyle, coming to you once again from the homestead here today on what is now day 30 of the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel. My journey, documenting my journey to go from $0 to $1 million and starting up a brand new online business. Exciting stuff. I did just make it back home a short while ago. It's a little bit, not too late, but a little late in the evening, so the family's already fast asleep, so I don't want to wake them, but I did need to record this at least, and also had to jot down some thoughts I was having as I was driving back from the airport. Even though I did have a bit of a drive to and from the airport, it was good to have more podcast listening time from the Marketing Secrets podcast. Is my current what I'm currently immersing myself in, which I do believe is a number one way to actually get the most value out of a given podcast or given area of study, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what the media is, but is to kind of go all in on whatever it is you're trying to learn more about and really immerse yourself in the material, again, in whatever form of that material makes sense for you and your lifestyle and whatnot. If it's reading, that's great. Read go deep in reading everything you can about the topic you need to. And I think if you're limited on time, only pick one thing to read and just read it 10 times. You should do that regardless. And same like for podcasts, pick one guy or gal or just show in general, whatever it is, and go deep on getting going back through their archives and whatnot and listening from the beginning so you can learn in more depth everything that they've been teaching or showing or whatever talking about in their podcast. I don't recommend doing that for somebody like Joe Rogan, because then you'll probably be listening until you're dead, because that guy's got like 1 million episodes and every one of them are like 3 or 4 hours or something crazy. I still don't understand how that is like the most popular podcast out there when it's just, they're so freaking long, and I don't know who actually listens to them, or I guess I don't really know how long people listen to those types of podcasts. Maybe they just listen in for whatever, 30 minutes, and then they just go to the next episode or something. And maybe that's the point, is he talks to people for a long time so they can just get out, extract out the tantalizing bits of it so they can use that for advertising, marketing purposes. So it's like there's maybe, 2 or 3 minutes of like, oh, wow, this is really insightful stuff. And the other 800 minutes are just a bunch of rambling nonsense, more or less. I don't know. I've never even listened to more than, again, a few minutes of any of his stuff, so I don't know. I'm not the best person to ask why you would do that. In any case, so Russell Brunson, so I've listened to, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 or 40 of his episodes here over the past few days as I've been traveling and out and about for this past weekend. So don't want to sit here recapping everything. One thing in particular that I was thinking about on the drive home was he was talking about, your value ladder, and he certainly, when he's coaching people, he certainly focuses them on keeping things very simple. And his main philosophy is that you should start with a single funnel and keep doing that hard until you make $1 million with that one funnel, one product, one offer. And then once you hit 1 million with that offer, then start branching out to other things, maybe higher ticket things and different front end things to bring more people in. Particularly, he encourages people to do webinars, like live webinars, and like once a week or more than once a week if you have time, and just do that every week for a year, or however long it takes you to get to $1 million, because that, by doing that process, you would probably learn the best way to tweak how you present your offer, or if you need to change the offer or change the pricing. You will learn all that from doing it over and over and over again. That's how they built ClickFunnels, and I mean, lots of people have built a lot of other businesses doing just that. So it's obviously a good strategy. And that kind of got me thinking about like how I want to sort of kick things off with the PhD Secrets business. And I already kind of built out the funnel to use as a lead magnet, which was fine, but like, another thing he was talking about in one of the episodes was that your hook needs to be something sexy to entice people to want to, click on your advertisement or sign up for your list or whatever. And he likes to bring in the example of that, I guess people in the marketing realm, like to make books or courses or whatever about copywriting, and they sell, hey, come, pay me $1,000 to get my great copywriting course. And he's like, copywriting is so boring, coming from the guy who's like a pretty master copywriter. He's like, just the topic of copywriting is just so boring and dull. And so he himself did not ever have a course or anything that's just about like copywriting. Rather, he wrote books that tie in some of the key things you need to know from a copywriting perspective, mostly in Expert Secrets, which gets into persuasion and how you build a movement within your organization, and being able to do that, you execute all that essentially through your copywriting. So his point is, it's more interesting to kind of understand the principles behind what you're trying to do in copywriting rather than just the mechanics of how you actually do it, because that's very boring and dull. So anyway, that's what I was thinking back to my own lead magnet, which is a resume template for PhD engineers and scientists. And I mean, honestly, yeah, resumes are boring. And unless you're looking for a new job, you probably don't ever think about a resume for good reason, because what's the point? So I kind of had that thought of like, well, I'm not sure if that's the best like hook to have to try to get people in. Again, on one hand, it's like, well, I should just try it and see. And I probably will, at least that funnel, because that funnel's already built out really. So all I have to do is start running some ads to it. And maybe the advertisement, I make somewhat of a sexier hook or something to get people to click on it. And then it just drops them in my funnel so they can get the download and all that. But then I was thinking more about, okay, so that's, like the low ticket thing, or the no ticket thing, because it's free to get people in to the value ladder. But then, Russell likes to say people should focus on like kind of a mid-ticket item. Again, it's like that first entry point thing. And then so you're basically starting in the middle of your value ladder. And then again, after you've built that up pretty good, then you start, going higher and lower to sort of build things out more completely and get the machine running consistently over time. And so I was thinking again about my gold membership and driving, as I talked about, I think yesterday or the day before, driving people who have got the lead magnet into the funnel that directs them to how they can sign up for a membership. And I was thinking I could make it like a free offer type thing, like Russell Brunson likes to do. hey, you can sign up for this membership. You get 3 months free, and and it comes with whatever. You pay shipping and handling for a t-shirt and a book or like a notebook or something like that. And, whatever, charge them $29 and, maybe offer to have a course, not a course, but like a master class about the resume to give them more details about that. Again, for free, basically, for just trying out the membership. And they can cancel their subscription whenever they want, right? So yeah, I think that's still a good idea. But I had got to thinking more about a webinar, which, for me, it does have its drawbacks, mainly because webinars tend to be a bit long. So if I'm actually having to do them, I guess like most people do it for like 90 minutes or something. I actually haven't been on many webinars. Because I haven't bought very few. Maybe I paid for one thing, I think, actually through a webinar. And that was for like some legal stuff or whatever. But, and I guess it was about, an hour and a half. But then, I think they say you should open it up for questions and answers, and then it's like you just got to stick around for however long people have questions. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Not that I'm expecting a lot of response, but you never know, and then it could go on forever, and so it's like, how am I supposed to figure out, again, with my schedule, still working a day job, taking care of the family, even if I did it once a week, and you probably do want to do it during the week sometime. So then it would be probably in early evening time frame, maybe 5 p.m. my time, which I'm Central Time Zone, so that'd be a little earlier on the West Coast, a little later on the East Coast. And go 2 hours, say 2 hours from that. I don't know. Then the alternative is to do the whole automated webinar thing, which, again, Russell Brunson says you shouldn't do an automated webinar until you've perfected your live webinar. Although, I don't know, that was his stance, from these podcasts I'm listening to from 4 or 5 years ago. If you listen to guys like Anthony Morrison, who's another digital marketer that spoke at Funnel Hacking Live, he sort of says, well, it doesn't matter if you've done it live or not, because with the tools that are available now for doing automated webinars, which give you a lot of flexibility, like in how you structure it, and you can test a lot of different things very easily. And the biggest benefit of doing automated webinars is you're not constrained by your own schedule. You're just recording the thing on your own time, and you can record multiple versions and try out multiple versions, so you're still getting kind of the benefit of trying things in multiple ways, just like you would doing a live one every week. What you're not getting is like any sort of actual feedback or audience interaction type of thing, which I think is certainly helpful, again, when you're getting started out, because you don't even know what questions people would have. And so that's one thing I don't really know about automated webinars, like how do people actually interact with it. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works. So in any case, I could try that. But I was thinking, regardless, if I were to do a webinar of whatever variety, what would my offer be? And so if I still kind of keep it focused around the resume thing, maybe as the hook. But again, just, the hook would be something like, hey, PhD engineers and scientists, does your job suck ass and you really want to, start doing crap you actually want to do? Click here, register for this webinar. I want to walk you through everything I've been doing in my own career get to where I am today, making significant more money than I was 5 years ago. And I'm going to walk you through everything I did so that you can get the job of your dreams and stop hating your life, right? And the webinar would be about the what, like the what I did, maybe some of my backstory. And like Russell's, this is on another one of Russell's podcasts. He's like, during the webinar is basically telling the what of the thing, not the how. The how is then what the people are going to pay for. At least part of it. Part of what you're selling is teaching people the how of the thing, right? So anyway, here, just as I was sitting down, I thought I would jot down some notes that are joggling around in my head right now in terms of what my offer stack could look like potentially. And again, this is my generic value ladder chart that I put together a while ago now, I guess. I mean, shortly after I had the idea for really getting this all started. And again, following Russell's advice, keeping it simple. And this is very much mimicked after the magnetic marketing value ladder, mainly because I'm like following as much as I can with that whole magnetic marketing company, which Russell Brunson bought recently. And at least right now, they're primarily built around, having a physical newsletter that gets sent out. I mean, the big benefit they have is that company is built on like 30 years of this one guy, Dan Kennedy's work in marketing. And so they kind of, when you sign up for it, you get like tons and tons of online stuff and books and all this stuff, which I did. And I think it's a very good deal. I mean, that one is more expensive. It's like $97 a month, but I think overall it's worth it. So in any case, I was thinking, okay, well, if I did a webinar, and the webinar is really to sell the membership, but I don't think you just want to like sell a membership on a webinar per se, mainly because, membership's like $47 a month sort of thing, like sign up now. And again, like, I don't like people, well, if you just do that, it's like you don't have there's nothing super enticing about getting people to sign up for it right then. Again, back to the whole having premiums or having some most incredible free gift ever, the Mifke, that entices people to act now rather than just waiting to think, I can just sign up anytime. What's the big deal? So why do I need to sign up today? I'm going to think about it, whatever. Oh shit, I'm zooming like crazy. Okay, so here's what I came up with. You can let me know how much this sucks in the comments below. By the way, you should like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that stuff on the YouTubes to keep up to date with what I'm doing. Okay, so 1 year subscription to the newsletter. So it's a $564 value. A PhD resume masterclass. So if I'm in the webinar, let's say, talking about what I did, and specifically like what I did in my resume, and even I could talk about my cover letter, and like all explaining what are the steps that I took to make some pretty good big jumps in my job. So maybe this is bigger than resume. Maybe it's like, I don't know, resume and cover letter, or maybe it's bigger. Maybe it's broader than that. I don't know. I think that's fine. I don't want to get it too big. If it's like a whole, hey, here's how here's how a PhD gets a new job end to end, like everything you do. I guess that's more like a course, which maybe I'll do that at some point, but I don't want to do it right now. So let's say this would be a masterclass. So this is words are hard. Fuck. A masterclass, which would be 60 to 90 minute recording that they can access through their membership site that they'll have to sign up for. And I'm saying this is going to be a $297 value, which I don't know. I've never even made this masterclass, and I don't know how much I would sell it for, but $297 sounds reasonable. I'm going to throw in a t-shirt and a notebook. Say those are $30 a pop. I'm going to throw in my resume template, which is say a value of $97. I'm going to throw in, this was one where I really kind of don't want to do this, but as Alex Hormozy says, you know, if you're just starting out, you've got to like offer everything, like everything possible, and then only once you get some people buying your thing, you know, and you start getting money coming in the door, then you could think about adding friction or making it a little more restrictive of an offer. So I was like, okay, shit, like I'll just do this one-on-one consult, you know, half an hour with people to talk about whatever their bullshit and stuff. But, you know, the kind of good thing about this is it's something that I could push to say, hey, you know, since I've only got so much time to do these, you know, this is only being offered to the first like 30 people or something. Which even 30 sounds like a lot, because 30 times 30, that's 15 hours. And if I'm doing this like every week, that would be hard to do. So I'm going to have to rethink that. But in any case, I just threw in a number in here. I don't know, $500 for half an hour. I'm worth $1,000 an hour, sure. I mean, some of these coaches and people that do this kind of stuff get like 10 grand an hour. I mean, Russell Brunson, if you want to go talk to him, if you want to go even have lunch with Russell Brunson, you have to fly to Boise, because he lives there, that's where he lives. Meet him for lunch. You pay for the lunch. You pay for all your travel expenses to go meet with him. And then you pay him like 10 grand, I think it is, 10 or 15 grand. And you're probably only talking to him really for like half an hour, because you're eating for the other half hour. So, yeah, that's something. Anyway, and then I was trying to figure out like something else to throw in there aside from, this is really like a subscription, this masterclass thing, some swag stuff, a template. But again, the resume thing and the resume thing here, these are both resume focused, which some people may not really care about that aspects. Of course, then it'd be like, why are they on the webinar? But anyway, so then I thought, why don't I come up with something else? So I could create a PDF of my productivity hacks or whatever. I don't know. So add all that up, get a total of $16.12. I was like, okay, let's sell this for $4.97. It's not quite the magic 10 to 1 ratio, but again, I don't really have a lot of stuff I'm starting with here. So it's hard to come up with, if I wanted to sell something for $500, that means I need to have a value of $5,000, which, yeah, I'd have to throw in a bunch of crap, and I don't want to make a bunch of crap right now, because I don't even know if anybody is going to want this to begin with. So anyway, bottom line, so if I did $4.97, even if I could only get 30 people on a webinar to sign up to get this one-on-one consult, because maybe that's what people really want. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to talk to me. That's fine. Then that would be like almost $15,000 I could get if I got 30 people signing up for this. So that'd be pretty cool. That'd be 15 grand. I got 30 people on the newsletter and in my queue, and so that would be cool. Of course, to get 30 people, you know, the conversions on webinars aren't that great, so it's like, I don't know, probably less than 10%, which, so let's just say it's 10% because that's easy numbers. So you need 300 people on the webinar to buy my thing for $4.97. It's 300. So that means you got to get like, I don't know, say double that to register, because half the people don't show up for the freaking webinar. Oh yeah, and if I did the automated webinar, I really couldn't do the one-on-one consult unless it was only like for the first 5 people, because if I was running those webinars every day, oh yeah, that wouldn't work. Shit. Anyway, I'm not really sure what I want to do with all this. I mean, yeah, I don't know which way to go, because I've never done this before, and who knows if any of this will work? Who knows what the market wants until I put something out there for the market to get. I mean, again, maybe I should just go for the free offer to sign up for my membership, because that is what they do for the magnetic marketing. I don't have a webinar thing for magnetic marketing. Oh, this is getting long. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to leave it there because I don't want these videos to be like an hour long because nobody watches them anyway, and who cares? So, hey, hang on. Hold up. Wait for it. Okay. Hope you're all doing well. Keep on kicking ass, taking names. I will see you next time. Peace.